Right now, do not think about a white bear. In Dabijed for Iada the Folters had budgies files about the Padets refugee camps. Don't picture its white fur, don't picture it swimming, don't think about it at all. You're thinking about it right now, aren't you? Fared. That's not a coincidence. That's a 50-year-old psychology experiment happening inside your head. In 1987, a psychologist named Daniel Wegner ran one of the strangest experiments in psychology history. In Sittens and you, a responsing symptoms filist smiled. He sat people down and gave them one simple instruction. For 5 minutes, do not think about a white bear. French and the people with hurt wrapped by Zaun and Histulin. Every time the thought slipped through anyway, they had to ring a bell. On average, people rang that bell more than once every single minute. Instruction to not think about something made people think about it constantly. But the real twist came after the 5 minutes were up. When Wegner told them they could finally think about the white bear freely, like language fire, family thought rolled. The 2 week it exploded in still time. They thought about it even more than a group who'd been allowed to think about it the whole time. Suppressing the thought didn't make it go away. It loaded a spring that snapped back even harder. Psychologists call this the rebound effect. And Wegner had a theory for exactly why it happens. He called it ironic process theory. And the mechanism is almost too clever for its own good. The moment you try to suppress a thought, your brain actually splits into 2 separate jobs. One part, the operating process, goes searching for literally anything else to think about. The other part, the monitoring process, quietly scans the background, checking to make sure the bear hasn't shown up. That monitor has to know what a white bear looks like, just to confirm it's absent. Which means, to check for the bear, some part of your mind has to keep thinking about the bear. You end up guarding the door against a thought that only gets in because you're guarding the door. And here's the part that makes it so much worse. The more tired, stressed, or distracted you are, the weaker the operating process gets, and the monitoring process takes over almost completely. So the exact moments you most need control, right before a stressful event, are the moments control fails hardest. Wegner ran a second version of the experiment to test if anything could stop the rebound. This time, one group got a distraction while suppressing. Picture a red Volkswagen instead. That group's rebound was much weaker. A specific, engaging distraction blocked the bounce back almost completely. Which tells you something important. The fix was never trying harder not to think. It was thinking about something else on purpose. This isn't just a fun psychology trivia fact. It shows up in real problems, constantly. Take smoking. Researchers had smokers try to suppress thoughts of cigarettes for a set period. Special do nevo de storyful. The sitting out to tea. The suppressors didn't just think about smoking more. They later smoked significantly more cigarettes than the control group. The rebound wasn't just mental. It became behavior. Or take insomnia. If you've ever lain in bed telling yourself, stop thinking, just fall asleep. Researchers found that instruction alone made people rate their sleep as worse and slower to arrive. Trying not to think is, itself, a very effective way to stay awake. And maybe the most relatable one, trying not to think about an ex after a breakup. Filtering the out watersbuckling of people of family stance at Francisco, who selking of interaction for some them. Tell your brain, stop thinking about them, and you've just installed a monitor whose entire job is checking for them. It's the exact same ironic loop, just wearing a different, more heartbroken outfit. So, if suppression backfires this reliably, what actually works? Researchers have tested this directly, comparing plain suppression against 2 other strategies. Focused distraction. Deliberately redirecting attention to something specific and engaging. And acceptance. Letting the thought exist without fighting it, without judging it, without a bell to ring. Both of those beat suppression. People using them had fewer intrusions and lower anxiety. So the fix isn't willpower. It's redirection. Therapists actually have a name for this. Mental channel switching. Instead of fighting the thought head-on, you deliberately flip to a different, absorbing channel. Count backward from 100 by sevens. Name a country for every letter of the alphabet. Is the city camping children on Ovid and drink. Not because the thought is banished, but because your mind is finally busy doing something else. So why would your brain build an alarm system this self-defeating in the first place? Here's a reasonable guess, though nobody can prove it outright. That monitor probably evolved for real danger. A mind that constantly scans for threats or for forbidden things would have kept your ancestors alive. It just was never built for a modern world full of voluntary, deliberate, self-control experiments like this one. And once you notice it, this same trap shows up almost everywhere you tell yourself don't. Ini selvsvårdsreduce the rap discard from the children, says Ken Staped. Tell yourself not to crave the dessert on the counter, and suddenly it's the only thing on your mind. Dieters told to suppress food thoughts often end up eating more of exactly that food, not less. Tell yourself not to be nervous walking into an interview, and the instruction can make your hands shake harder. Terhurschin, the rescript value and brand who in wait. Performers describe the exact same spiral. The harder you order yourself not to choke, the tighter you grip. It's the same monitoring process underneath, just wearing a different costume each time. Which means the fix was never trying harder not to think about it. It's redirection, giving your mind something specific and absorbing to actually do instead. Which brings us right back to where this video started. So go on, be honest with yourself. Are you still picturing that white bear right now? That itch isn't a flaw in your willpower. It's ironic process theory. Live inside your own skull. That opening 10 seconds? You just personally reran Wegner's entire 1987 experiment. And if the itch hasn't faded yet, don't fight it. Redirect. Name a country for every letter of the alphabet. Watch how fast the bear disappears, the moment your brain has somewhere else to go. Past parents for the warning like Amoripades cry nurcris is the svol debatius and extegenly spitodiu day. So tell me in the comments right now, is that white bear still sitting there in your head? Don't lie. Apparently the fastest way to make someone think about something is to tell them not to. Next time, we're leaving your own head and stepping into a crowded room. Why do good people go along with the crowd? And why does everyone freeze when someone actually needs help? That's conformity, and the bystander effect? Just as strange as this one, I promise. Subscribe now, so it's already in your feed the moment that one drops. And hit that bell too, since apparently Bells and I have a whole theme going this episode. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, try not to think about a white bear today. Watch what happens. I promise you, you're going to think about it anyway, right now. So next time someone's told not to think about something, you'll know exactly why they can't stop. Ironic, isn't it? A whole video about not being able to stop thinking about something. And here we are. That's the last time I'll mention the bear, probably. See you down in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Try, if you can, not to think about it.